Hello and welcome to Joos. My name's John McDonald and today I'm going to show you how to make an arrangement using pine cones. Now pine cones, we all love them, but it's what do you do with them? And I was really lucky, I found this garland, so it's a pre-made garland off cones, but it'd be quite simple to do. You would just need to wire a load of cones and essentially they've put them onto a piece of rope or a piece of twine. So we're going to use this to create an arrangement, but we've got basically a cage with some foam in it, so that's going to be our base. I've got some nice asparagus, some asparagus fern, some salal, a little touch of eucalyptus and some foxtail fern, so that's going to be our foliage. And flower wise, I've got these really sweet little hydrangea which have got a red to them, and we've got some red roses and we've got some lovely green carnations. So our colour is really red and green, and the cones being our main thing. So let's begin. So for our first thing then, I've got this stand, and basically it's a tall rod of steel and it's got a T-top to the top. So this is going to give us our base, and at the bottom we've made a base of wax that's got some cones in it, so that actually ties in really well. So this stand I've used for different things, but this garland is just brilliant. So what I'm looking at is just to see, has it got a top, has it got a bottom? I think it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit fuller up here, so we're going to have this at the top and we're going to put that on first. So I'm just literally going to wind that on. So that is kind of our what I've done is I've just turned that around it a few times just to take away a little bit of the length. So that's our base there, and what I'd like to do is just use a little bit of the paper covered twine. So I'm going to take a little bit of twine, put it down the bottom and just secure that on. And then we're just going to work this round. So we're going to use this twine just coming through the garland to help bind this on. So really what we want is that cord to end up close to our upright. So as I say, this garland's quite nice. It was nice because it was already made, and I like that. But you could so easily make this yourself. So if you've got a rod that's quite straight and has a good base to it, you could use that, and then you could just wire your cones straight on. So you know, don't feel that you have to find the garland and then find that you can't find it and you think you can't make this. Really what you can do is you can just create this yourself, but having the garland definitely has allowed me to just make this very easily. So this paper covered wire is just allowing me to attach this on really simply and easily. And we can just wind that. So essentially we've got a column of cones, which is brilliant. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this cage, which is basically florist foam, and I've soaked it already, and it comes in a cage like this. So these are great for hanging. We could hang it like this, or we could put it like that. Because it's got the cage, then actually I can use this frame that I've got to just go right through, and that is giving us our foam. But what I'm going to do as well is just use a little bit of tape just to fix that. And the reason for that is I don't want this to swivel. So yeah, there's a danger that this would swivel. So just having that little bit of floral tape is going to solve that problem. So we've got our stand really with our cones, and you could add more cones in. It's up to you. What I want to do is just tuck that cord out the way so it just isn't seen. And we've got our base for doing our arrangement. So I want to get a bit of a drop, and I'm going to use our asparagus fern for doing the drop. And rather than making an arrangement here and then trying to feed the asparagus fern in, now's a good time to get this in. So straight away we're strengthening that line that we've got with our cones, and I'm going to keep a wee bit for the end, and then we can just add some more foliage. So we've got the foxtail, and the foxtail we're just going to have grouped over here. So you can really enjoy doing this. I think what we'll do, we'll have a little bit so we get a bit of a line going that way. And the same with our eucalyptus. We can do this so that we get a little bit of a line going this way as well. And then really, we just need our salal. So essentially, I'm going to use the foliage just to mask the fact that we've got floral foam. So the floral foam in the container is not particularly beautiful. We can lose that with using this foliage. So the salal is perfect for this. It's a nice strong foliage. And the eucalyptus, the aspidistra, I just want to take a piece, turn it round, fold over the tip and come through so that we get a nice loop. And this loop is going to be the perfect thing for hiding this bar up here actually. So even better, we can do that. So this is going to be quite a modern arrangement. Always joke and say this would be ideal for a bedside table, but I don't think so. You'd have to have a big bedside table. But straight away, those loops are great for just catching a little bit of space and making a little bit more interest. And yeah, I think what we'll do now is we'll add our flowers. So we've got these beautiful hydrangea, and I'm using a knife because the knife is going to give us a good cut. And the problem with hydrangea is they're very good at, not being happy in foam. So we want them to be really well hydrated before we use them. And we want them to have a good clean cut on them so that they're able to take up as much water as possible. And then our next flower is going to be the little green carnations. So for our little carnations, I'm going to use these really in a based way. I've got quite a lot of these, but that's fine. So this arrangement has no real purpose other than I wanted to make it. It's generally very easy to make arrangements when you know that they have a purpose, but it's actually really enjoyable to make something that is just for fun or just for your own enjoyment. So this for me is a little bit like a sculpture, a little bit different. And we're going to add our roses. So again, we're just going to mass them in. So you can take this idea and you can use your own materials, and you can use your own flowers in different colours even. So I'm thinking this is quite autumn or quite winter. I think it's quite nice just to do something that's a little bit seasonal. And then we had our final piece of fern that we're going to have just coming over. So I'm going to cut that and just place that to the back. I can just give the stem a little bit of an encouragement to basically turn. And there we go. We've got a really simple arrangement. Modern, quite striking. You could have this floor standing or you could have it on a base. We've really made use of the cones. And as I said at the start, cones are a bit tricky. So this is a great way of using the cones and highlighting them and making a feature of them. Okay, so what I've done is I've just raised this arrangement up so we can have a proper look at it. And when I'm looking at it here, it's a little bit heavy on this side. So what I want to do is bring something here just to balance that visual weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a couple more of the foxtail. But you could easily do different things with an arrangement like this. The top is really your opportunity to do something that's fun. So what you could have is you could have some cymbidiums, you could have some hanging orchids, even some grasses with berries on. There's lots of potential to enjoy creating a design that's completely unique and completely special. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. We've got a very modern contemporary arrangement, but really featuring those cones, and I think it would look great wherever you put it. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video and thank you for watching. If you want to click here, please subscribe and keep up to date with all our videos. Thank you.